Is Mace Windu still alive? This is one of the main questions that has been bothering fans since, I guess, 17 years now. Ever since Revenge of the Sith, we saw him get thrown out of the window. Here's the thing though, is this speculation unsubstantiated? Hell no! I don't doubt that Mace Windu is alive still. And to prove that further, Episode 4 gave us much more hope than you might have originally realized. You're telling me that with all this information getting laid down, we even saw the corpse of Terra Sinube, and we get no mention of Mace Windu and his lightsaber? Both of these things are never ever seen or mentioned in anything that has to do with Disney Star Wars. Even in Legends, Mace Windu wasn't even talked about. We all know George Lucas originally shuffled his plans, but who is the apprentice of George Lucas, you might say? It is Dave Filoni, my friends, and he has big plans for it. It is Dave Filoni who has not only been in charge of Ahsoka, but he has been kind of in charge of Darth Vader as well. Seeing him progress throughout this time has been all the steps that has been laid out by Dave Filoni. And today, I'm going to try to prove to many of you that Mace Windu not only is alive still, he will come back and will fight either Darth Vader, Palpatine, or think about it. Both, that would be just glorious. Alright, so first things first. Does Disney want Mace Windu back? Absolutely they do, because this will be the crescendo, the biggest moment of Darth Vader, I think, that has been building up throughout all these years. And what has Disney used to bring Darth Vader to his ultimate match? I believe that in the midst of all of this, the evidence is just right there. Dave Filoni was in charge of organizing every single rematch that Darth Vader has had throughout the years. In Star Wars Rebels, it was Dave Filoni who gave Darth Vader his great battle and finality with Ahsoka. In Star Wars Rebels Season 2, not only Ahsoka found out that Anakin is still alive and has become Darth Vader, but they duel. They duel to what I think Vader amounts to death, because we haven't seen Darth Vader's reaction up until that point. Probably thinks that Ahsoka just died on Malachor, although again, he has never mentioned it ever past that point. We saw briefly that he did not understand what happened with Ahsoka. Afterwards, we found out that it was actually Ezra Bridger who entered the world between worlds and yanked Ahsoka out of reality just in order for her not to get killed. If we go by fair, if Ahsoka wasn't saved, Ahsoka was about to be killed by Darth Vader. So this practically means that Darth Vader is superior to Ahsoka, at least at that. You might say, what else has Dave Filoni orchestrated? Well, he is heavily involved with the Filoniverse. And what do the Obi-Wan Kenobi credits say every single time an episode ends? A special thank you to Dave Filoni. So this gives us an indication that Dave Filoni is heavily involved too in this project. And what do we see now? We see another rematch between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi after 10 years. So we've seen Darth Vader fight Ahsoka. Now we are seeing Darth Vader fight Obi-Wan. After 10 years, Obi-Wan is weak. The first rematch has been a loss, a big L for Obi-Wan, who is understandably weak. He hasn't been using the Force in 10 years. He hasn't been training with his lightsaber in 10 years. So naturally, he's been a bit rocky, but now in episode 4, we saw him get into shape. He started using his lightsaber more proficiently. We saw him kill stormtroopers with his lightsaber, even use the Force. So with all that, it is leading up to a great rematch that's going to be in episode 6, and I think we'll have a lot to say about that rematch after it's all said and done. We all know what happens in episode 4, no need to discuss that, but again, Vader is being set up with these rematches. It's been Ahsoka, now it's Obi-Wan. Who do you think will be the third and greatest rematch of all time? Let me ask you a personal question, for real. If you want, you can answer me right now, or you can type it in the comments. Do you want more Darth Vader? Of course we do. I would love more Darth Vader, more snippets of him. Every time Darth Vader is in an episode, that episode is just electric and you can't help but feel it. He single-handedly, in my opinion, saved Rogue One with that hallway scene. Now in the Obi-Wan series, it's even bigger, it's even better, and we want more of these crucial moments from Darth Vader, seeing his progression and seeing his horrific world, how he thinks, how he terrorizes people wherever he goes. I don't think Disney and Dave Filoni will be done with Darth Vader anytime soon either. They want to tell more storylines throughout this 19-year span that are practically known as the Imperial Times, you know, the Dark Ages. So I definitely think we will get more Darth Vader, but his rematch with Ahsoka is done. Now, his rematch with Obi-Wan will be done as well in Episode 6 once the series just finishes off. Who else is left, you might ask? Well, it is the coolest Jedi in the galaxy. It's a bad mofo Jedi. And that, my friends, is Mace Windu. Here's even more proof, and that is Episode 4, my friends, the one we just saw. In Episode 4, I undoubtedly now think that Mace Windu is alive. There is no doubt in my mind. It just gave me more hope that Mace Windu will one day grace the screen again. So think about this logically. Let's just take a step back and think about the Sith, think about Darth Vader, Darth Sidious, and the Inquisitors. Episode after episode, series after series, comic after comic, what do they show us? They show us the pride that the Inquisitors and the Sith take in killing Jedi, hunting Jedi down. Inside the War Room in Fortress Inquisitorius, we have seen a lightsaber collection for the ages. So they take pride in killing these Jedi, taking their lightsabers and displaying them on the mantle. What else did we see in Episode 4? The maniacal aspect of the Sith and the Inquisitors, the Empire more practically, has gone to such lengths that they have taken corpses of Jedi, and what I assume they're dead, I don't think they're alive. They have taken Terra Sinube and others, even a youngling, and they have put them up like prizes. Look at what we have killed. Look at what we have won. It's similar to those old-timey houses when you see it in the mountains where these hunters are so proud that they have hunted all these animals that they have gathered their heads and put them on the mantle as a display. This is how we saw these Jedi. The Sith were so proud of their accomplishments that they displayed each and every one like it was a prize that nobody but them could win. And then you're telling me that if Mace Windu is dead and that Palpatine, in collaboration with Anakin, killed Windu, they would not take his corpse that supposedly is on the streets of Coruscant, right? They would not take that corpse and display it at the head display of this mantle. Like, it would be the first Jedi that they would display. As look at, we got one of the greatest Jedi of all time, and he is on our display. No. We just saw in Episode 4, Mace Windu is nowhere to be seen. Some of them mistakenly thought one of them was Mace Windu, but he wasn't. We could see his hands, and as we know, Mace Windu does not have a hand because Anakin cut it off and Palpatine threw him out the window. All these years, think about it, not a mention of Mace Windu, not a mention of his lightsaber, nobody talks about him, is as if Mace Windu never existed. Nobody ever hints that Mace Windu is either alive or dead. They just go on. This tells me something, that Disney is being secretive for a reason, because they have a big project coming with Mace Windu in it, and he is gonna face either Darth Vader or Palpatine or both. Oh my god, that would be the most fantastic thing that could happen. I'm just excited about talking about it, but I think Episode 4 finally put all the discussion to rest. He is alive. If he isn't on that mantle, then Mace Windu is alive. And again, if we connect them to what I said previously, Vader has fought Ahsoka. Vader has now fought Obi-Wan. Probably it's going to be twice in this series. Who else is left? He could hunt that Jedi or this Jedi, but nobody really is left except for Mace Windu, who has a personal vendetta against Anakin Skywalker and Chancellor Palpatine. So if he's alive, what has Mace Windu been doing all these years? I don't think he has gone the route of Obi-Wan, completely detaching himself from the Force or anything like that. I think Mace Windu has been scheming all these years, hatching a plan to ultimately go at Darth Vader and at Palpatine, facing off against them one more time. And trust you me, it's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be the most beautiful thing we ever see, and I can't wait for that. How is that gonna happen? I don't know, but I can tell you the man in charge, and that's definitely going to be Dave Filoni, as he has been throughout all this time. Even in Clone Wars Season 7, he could not pass up the opportunity to bring up Darth Vader. Him finding Ahsoka's lightsaber, igniting that blue saber. So Dave Filoni has put him in Rebels, has put him in Clone Wars Season 7, has now been behind the scenes with the Obi-Wan series, probably in charge of some Darth Vader lore or scenes or ideas. I think he's 100% going to be in charge when Mace Windu comes about and faces the Sith. What do you guys think will happen though? Tell me all your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.